Lew Zealand is one of those secondary Muppet characters that I feel like everybody knows. He's not the most prominent character, and he never was, but everybody remembers the guy that throws boomerang fish. I thought Lew would be a great choice for Muppet Deep Dive, as he sort of bridges the gap between main characters like Rolf, who we covered last time, and some more obscure characters that we'll be covering in the future. I thought he was just well known enough to be here in episode 2, and sort of set up the fact that in the future we'll be taking a look at some more lesser known characters. Anyway guys, welcome back to Mupptown Funk. I'm your host Ty, and in today's episode of Muppet Deep Dive, we're going to be taking a look at the history of the Muppets' resident boomerang fish thrower, Lew Zealand. Lew Zealand first appeared in Season 3, Episode 10 of The Muppet Show. That episode's backstage plotline prominently features Lew constantly bothering Kermit, trying to get him to see his boomerang fish act.
Lew Zealand and his boomerang fish act?
Oh yeah, hey, it's razzle-dazzle. I throw the fish into the air, they sail away, and then they come back to me.
Kermit, of course, shoots him down time and time again. The episode's finale is supposed to feature Kermit in a wedding sketch with the episode's guest star, Marissa Berenson. But Miss Piggy manipulates the situation to make an actual, real wedding between herself and Kermit be the finale, not unlike what happens at the end of The Muppets Take Manhattan. When Kermit is prompted to say "I do," he saves himself by calling Lew Zealand onto the stage, who begins to perform his act, throwing fish all over the place, hijacking the sketch that Piggy had previously hijacked. Lew was performed by Jerry Nelson, who based his voice off of comedian and singer Frankie Fontaine. Originally, the character was just supposed to be a one-off, and was made using a Whatnot model created by Dave Goelz. But when it was decided to bring Lew back, a more permanent puppet for him was created. And brought back he was, as Lew appeared again only 4 episodes later, singing Tea for Two alongside Rolf in the Harry Belafonte episode. Lew quickly cemented himself as a recurring Muppet cast member, appearing in a total of 6 episodes in The Muppet Show's 3rd season, 7 in its 4th, and 11 in its 5th. While Lew was typically used for his boomerang fish joke, there was often a bit more to his appearances. In Season 3, Episode 18, he taught guest star Leslie Uggams how to throw boomerang fish, before she began a musical number. And in a few different cases, Lew sang alongside a chorus of singing fish. I was surprised to find out just how many appearances Lew's made, as he's appeared in every single Muppet movie. In the original Muppet movie, Lew can be seen watching the Muppet movie alongside the rest of the cast. At one point, he addresses Kermit as Mr. the Frog, a dialogue quirk that's remained with Lew to this day. Since Lew isn't the most prominent Muppet, we never see how he was met for the first time in the Muppet movie. But we do actually get to see this in The Muppets Take Manhattan. At one point in the movie, all of the Muppets are split up, and Scooter writes a letter to Kermit telling him what he's been up to. He's become an usher at a movie theater that's screening a film called Attack of the Killer Fish, in 3D. Here, we see how Scooter met the Swedish chef for the first time, he was working the popcorn stand, and also how he met Lew for the first time. Lew rushes into the theater, handing Scooter a ticket before dashing off holding nothing but a bucket. Realizing that Lew didn't get his 3D glasses, Scooter rushes in after him, but Lew doesn't want his 3D glasses because
I've seen this movie 97 times.
Lew makes sure that Attack of the Killer Fish is a true 3D experience by throwing his boomerang fish at the screen when the killer fish start to come out in the movie. Ruining a movie experience for others or enhancing it? You decide. Now let's get into some other miscellaneous Lew appearances from throughout the years. In The Muppets Christmas Carol, Lew appears in time-appropriate attire, ditching his giant, poofy Shakespearean jester collar thing, and instead wearing a sort of white collar and a top hat. Lew appears very briefly in the intro sequence for Muppets Tonight, and very briefly is probably the best way to describe his role in that entire show, as Lew only appeared 3 times. Like so many iconic original Muppet Show characters, Lew Zealand really took a backseat in the series, with a lot of new characters taking center stage instead. Lew's only notable role in this entire show is one little joke with him in Season 1, Episode 6, the Tony Bennett episode. A running joke throughout this episode is that Gonzo's been launched on a rocket and won't land, so Bunsen and Beaker put together a device to track him.
What does that bell mean?
I think that means that Gonzo has reached the apogee of his trajectory.
Nope. That means my popcorn is done.
While Lew's role in Muppets Tonight is very small, it should be noted that this is one of Jerry Nelson's final performances as the character. He would retire from the role after appearing 2 more times, in 1999's Muppets from Space, and in the video game Muppet Party Cruise, which came out in 2003. Starting with the 2002 film It's a Very Merry Muppet Christmas Movie, Lew was voiced by Bill Beretta. In this movie, Lew appears up to his old shtick once again, trying to get Kermit to include his boomerang fish act in the Muppets Christmas show.
I'll do my boomerang fish.
I don't know, it's kind of lacking in a Christmas theme.
Beretta once again performed Lew in 2005's Muppets Wizard of Oz, but starting with a Muppet Christmas Letters to Santa in 2008, Matt Vogel took over for the character and has been the permanent performer for him ever since. Lew appears once again in the 2011 Muppet movie and its sequel Muppets Most Wanted. In the latter, he's involved in a couple of different musical numbers, including being one of the key characters in Something So Right. In 2013's Lady Gaga and the Muppets Holiday Spectacular, Lew appears to suggest an idea for what the show's finale should be. And you'll never guess what his suggestion is.
Oh, how about my boomerang fish? I throw them away?
Yeah, okay.
They're supposed to come back.
Yeah, Lew is kind of a one-trick pony sometimes. In 2015, ABC's The Muppets didn't perform all that well when it came out. The series was seen as sort of joyless and not really Muppety enough. It was just sort of The Office or another workplace comedy, but with the Muppet characters there instead. After the airing of its Christmas special in December of 2015, the series went on a 2-month hiatus where it was overhauled, getting a new showrunner and everything, with hopes to inject it with a bit more Muppet joy in life. One of the big changes made to the series was the inclusion of Lew Zealand. Lew makes his first speaking appearance in the show in its 11th episode, Walk the Swine, which was the show's first episode after returning from hiatus. Lew continued to appear in the series quite frequently throughout the second half of Season 1, oftentimes accompanied by his boomerang fish act. Like many of the other Muppets in the series, Lew was given regular casual clothing, showing us the terrifying reality of what he looks like in a flannel shirt, without his giant puffy collar. Unfortunately, Lew and the other changes made to make the show a bit more joyous and Muppet-like could not save it, and it didn't survive past 1 season. Lew has appeared in a couple of web videos over the years, appearing in 3 episodes of the YouTube series Muppets Thought of the Week, where he provided such wisdom as, if a boomerang fish doesn't come back to you, then it's not a boomerang fish. In 2021's Muppets Haunted Mansion, poor Lew appears as one of the bride's dead husbands. I wonder if she decapitated him with a boomerang fish. A more, alive Lew also appears in the special at the Muppets Halloween Party, with a fake arrow through his head and one of his boomerang fish dressed up as a little Lew. As of the making of this video, Lew's most recent appearance was in 2022 in Holy Moly, an ABC competitive mini-golf game show that, for its 4th season in 2022, had several Muppet characters appear with their own little backstage subplots in each episode. Lew has appeared in several different comics and books over the years. In the 2010 comic series Muppet Snow White, Lew constantly appears in the background of the series but never really does anything, and in the final issue is finally credited as Still Didn't Get a Part. Lew has been featured in a small amount of Muppet merchandise over the years, with the first ever piece of merchandise for him being his Palisades action figure, part of Series 3 of the line, which released in February of 2003. Lew came packed with a boomerang fish, swordfish, smallmouth bass, and a minnow bucket. Sideshow Collectibles also made a Lew Zealand bust, and Lew was also part of the second series of Muppet Vinylmations. In 2021, Dead Husband Ghost Lew appeared on a pin for Muppets Haunted Mansion along with the rest of the Dead Husbands. I mentioned earlier that Lew was featured in the Muppets Party Cruise video game. Here he hosted a mini-game called Fish Flingers, where you have to throw fish into different areas, including tires, buckets, and toilets. Lew was released as a limited edition character in the mobile game My Muppet Show, where you could use him only in the kitchen stage. His singing loop is absolutely beautiful.
La 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 la. La 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 la. La 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 la. Lasagna!
But by far, my favorite usage of Lew Zealand in a video game doesn't actually include him. In Disney Infinity 2.0 and 3.0 edition, Lew Zealand's boomerang fish can be used as a weapon if you own its power disc. This is one of very few pieces of Muppet content in Disney Infinity, and I absolutely love that they thought outside of the box and decided to include this as a weapon. Lew doesn't appear anywhere in the game, but there is an image of him on the disc letting you know that it's his fish. And there you have it, a full history of Lew Zealand from 1978 to 2023. Ever since debuting 45 years ago, Lew has always been a consistently appearing recurring Muppet character. And while several characters have come and gone over the years, Lew has always stuck around and has appeared in nearly every piece of Muppet media. While he never has a major role, he and his boomerang fish are still iconic pieces of the Muppet series, to the point where they were brought into the ABC Muppet Show in order to help make it feel more like a Muppet series. It's clear that Lew isn't going anywhere anytime soon, so I think we could all expect to see him and his fish for many years to come. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching another episode of Muppet Deep Dive, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye now.